Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. If you're looking for something where, again, you want a little bit lighter weight, but you don't want to have to deal with a slide, maybe you just want to be able to pull in, drop, be good to go, then this right here is a perfect option for you. This is a 2021 Keystone Passport 239ML. Now this one is the West Coast edition, but whether it's East Coast or West Coast, you'll see that there's very few things that will change from one to the other. The thing I really enjoy about this particular floor plan is the fact that, one, they do something with the bunks, we'll see in a little bit, where it's very versatile and it gives you a lot of storage in the form of a back door, right? So you get a ton of storage. Also, the fact that this has a Murphy bed. Now, for a lot of people, that's a make it or break it, right? Some people just adamantly hate Murphy beds. Some people are like, yes, give it to me. And I'll kind of go over the pros and cons in just a moment. But overall, I think they did a great job on a floor plan that is, under 25.5 foot, and again, under 4,500 pounds dry. And so let's take a look right over here on the campside. So again, one of the things that I really like that manufacturers do, if they're able to pull it off, is a campside dinette. And the reason being, when I'm sitting here having my morning cup of coffee, eating my breakfast, eating my eggs, my pancakes, my toast, whatever it may be. Oh gosh, avocado. I don't know about you guys, but I love avocado toast. I know it's like a super millennial thing of me to say, but I really do enjoy some avocado toast. Anyway, but as I'm sitting there eating my breakfast, right out the window is my campsite. So, I'm in a bunk model, right? Chances are my kiddos, maybe they're playing outside. Maybe they're, if we have a little bit of pavement there, they're out there with some sidewalk chalk. Maybe they're just out there playing around, but I want to be able to see what they're doing while I'm hanging out right in here, having my morning cup of coffee, relaxing a little bit before we start the day. And this campside dinette gives me the ability to do it. Plus, it's always a big window, and that lets in a ton of natural light, which is always a great thing. And we kind of talked about it in the last RV we were in the Mallard, that I like to have a lot of windows. We're in a smaller RV, and I like to have a lot of light. So during the day, during the night, it's always bright and you don't feel closed in, especially when you have a little bit darker wood like Passport's using. Now, it's definitely not dark, right? But it's still a little more brown than what a lot of manufacturers are using today. So you have to make sure you light it up in other ways, and they did do a good job. If we take a look right up top, you will notice the multimedia center. You will also see the HDMI port there too. So cool thing about that is hooked up to the TV way over here. So if you want to, put like some auxiliary equipment here, like a Blu-ray player, something like that, you can. It is, of course, Bluetooth capable as well for playing music. You have speakers in here, speakers outside. Those will both be controlled by that unit. Moving over a little bit further, some more storage, frosted glass over wood. I think that was a good choice as well. Just kind of helps break up that wood look, especially, when you use brown. Having that white frosted glass, right, kind of gives that differentiation that you're looking for. TV over to the side. This is on a swing arm mount, so that way you can swing it around based upon, if you're sitting on the sofa or if you're sitting right here in the dinette, you can kind of, see that from either direction. Let's make our way to the back, because this is something that, especially for this floor plan, really kind of sets this one apart, and I love this. You have double over double bunks back here, 300-pound weight capacity. So the great thing about double bunks is if you have older kids, they're still able to fit in here. If you have younger kids, you want to put 2 kids to a bunk, you can do that too. But this right here is where it's at. Look at all of that storage space. The bed folds up. You get a ton of storage right here. So, if you have some bigger grills, chairs, pool noodles, skis, whatever it might be, right? You have space. You can fit that in here. When you have longer items, you can ride along this wall all the way up. I mean, it can go all the way up to the bed. If you have something that's 14 foot long, not a kayak, mind you, because it's going to be too big, but something thin, you're still able to fit that in there, which is pretty incredible. And then, it's nice and easy too to drop this back down again, so you have that bunk space, but you still have all that storage under there. So if you want like duffel bags or laundry baskets, you're able to slide those under there, still utilize that storage space. So I do like what they have done here. Another big kind of key selling point for me, so if you take a look right in the back, you will notice this has electrical outlets and USB ports. And the reason I like that is because on a rainy day in a smaller RV, folks, you're going to appreciate that as well when the kids are on phones, tablets, or some kind of electronics. I know we go camping to get away from a lot of those things, but on a rainy day in a small RV, that right there will save you from pulling your hair out, right? They kind of have their own space. Let them relax for a little bit, do their thing, and then, you can move on to some other activities. Obviously, we have a table here, so things like, playing board games, puzzles, Those are things that I always like to do with my family. You know, we'll get a pad of paper, we'll draw, we'll play Pictionary, you know, play hangman, kind of work on, you know, some spelling, things like that. So, you know, there's definitely other things you can do, but I do like at least having the fallback plan, the plan B, if you will. Making our way into the bathroom. Take a seat on the toilet. I always like to do this just to kind of show space. And as you can see, I have plenty of room for my legs, great space for my shoulders here too. And one of the things that I really appreciate is even though this is a lightweight RV, they still give you a porcelain bowl. And that is pretty rare. A lot of times, you know, they'll go with a plastic bowl to save a little bit of money, save a little bit of weight. But it's always one of the things that I hate that manufacturers change out, because I want a porcelain bowl because it's going to look nicer for longer. It's easier to clean. So Passport went ahead and put that in for you. As for shower height, you can see here, folks, at 6 foot tall, I'm pretty much maxing it out. If you're any taller than that, you will have to bend down a little bit. So just bear that in mind as, you know, you're RV shopping, and maybe that works for you, maybe it doesn't. But the great thing about it, and as we've talked, you know, kind of through this whole 10 weeks that we've been on the road show, folks, is that we have a ton of inventory. I mean, you know, everyone's struggling for inventory with Camping World. We still have over 20,000 pieces on the lot. We have over 80,000 coming in. We have new RVs coming into dealerships every single day. And I promise you that I have a similar layout to this one, and possibly a different manufacturer, that you'll get a little more head height in that shower if that's something you're after. All you have to do to take advantage of that is text that word FRESH to 46642 or drop FRESH in the comments section below. This is another big thing that Passport does that, you know, maybe this one will or maybe this will sell you on this particular unit, sell you on the Passport, is the fact you get versatile storage. You have a hanging rod going across the top if you want to hang clothes up here. You also have adjustable shelving all the way throughout, right? Not just removable, but adjustable. So you can adjust that pantry, adjust that space to what works for you. Opening up the fridge freezer, you'll see there's plenty of space in here. This unit does run off both propane and electric, also has automatic switchover. And making our way down a little bit further, microwave up top there, hood. Again, more storage here. We get that frosted glass. Dropping down a little bit, window. You have upgraded countertops, which I love for a couple different reasons. One, you don't have to deal with T-mold popping off on the front or around the corners. Two, it's less chance for any kind of water penetration, and it allows you to undermount the sink, which I always love when you can undermount the sink. Nice big stainless steel sink there. This sink top cover is also a cutting board, so if you flip it over, you can use the bottom as a cutting board. Chop away, you'll be good to go. Not only do you have the high-rise faucet, this is a pull-out faucet as well, folks, so it does make washing and rinsing dishes a little bit easier. And then right here in the center, what you'll notice is you have all this extra space, and right up top is your electrical outlet. So if you're looking for a place to put a coffee maker, that is the perfect spot for it. Recessed cooktop with 3 burners there. Obviously that cover gives you the prep space. You have storage underneath as well as over to the side. Open this up for you just to show you a couple things. One, I want to show you there's not a style in either of these, so if you have some bigger pots and pans, you're able to fit them in there. The other thing I want to show is this right here, the fact that you do have 2 drawers in the kitchen. So, you know, when you're looking through this, don't think you don't have drawers, because there certainly are some. You get this little countertop extension over to the side. I'm not sure how much I would use this. It is pretty small, but if you need a spot just to put, I don't know, spices or maybe one plate or something, I guess you have that. Maybe a spatula, set it down over there. I'm not sure. But then as we take a look up front, right, this is when we get into the Murphy bed. And as I said, a lot of times for a lot of people, this is the make it or break it. I personally really like it. Why? Because in a small floor plan, I get an added sofa. I get another place to sit. And especially when we're talking about a bunkhouse, I want more than the dinette. You know, I want other seating, and that's what this provides. And you certainly don't lose any storage. You still have great storage underneath that jackknife. This folds down nice and easy. When I talk about Murphy beds, right, you're going to get one of 2 things. I have yet to see one in an RV where you get both. You get, you know, form or form or function, right? You get style, or you get something that works well, and it's easy. As you'll see right here, this may not be the prettiest one in the world because you have the mattress hanging up top, but you want to talk about easy, you don't get much easier than that. I mean, you fold down the jackknife, you pull 2 pins, you drop it down, your bed's good to go. You know, so I personally would rather have something that's easy to set up and tear down than something that looks pretty, but everyone's different. And there are, like I said, different Murphy beds for different manufacturers. It's something we can certainly help you out with. If you're interested and you want some help, again, folks, text that word FRESH to 46642. A specialist will get in touch with you and we'll help you out with the Murphy bed section. On each side, you have nightstands, electrical outlets, USB ports. Right above that, of course, are your mirrored wardrobes. Open that up for you so you can take a look. bedspread. It does come with a bedspread, by the way. And over to the side, if you want TV, there is TV hookup right there. Last thing I want to touch on before I head outside, folks, is the fact that this one also has ducted AC with quick dump. So you can open that up, have all that cool air dump right in here, and it utilizes the blade system, which in conjunction with those vents as well as the ducting in the ceiling, it's like 30% quieter than your standard AC system, and it's more powerful for more even and better cooling, which is always a great thing, especially when you're in the hot Arizona sun like we are today. Making our way up front, power tongue jack. This obviously makes it nice and easy to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle. You don't have to sit there and wear out your arm cranking her up and down. Spot beer batteries right behind that. You can see the fiberglass front on this one, because this is a fully fiberglass unit, folks. If you come around to the side, you will see that this one is fully laminated, right, all the way down. So looks great, easy to clean. As far as our pass-through, this one has a slam latch. It's also a magnetic catch. Take a look inside there. You can see how big that door is. Now, because the Murphy bed, it does come down a little bit. You lose a tiny bit of height, but you still have excellent space in there for some of your bigger items. You'll also notice you have power stabilizer jacks, and those will be right in there, so less chance for the elements to get to them. And you have a motion sensor light, so as soon as you open that door, the light will turn on. I forgot to mention, we were inside. If you take a look right in here, this first light is also motion sensor. Why do I love that? Because I can turn all the lights off in the coach, put that one on a motion sensor setting. I can go hang out with my friends at another campsite when I come home or back to my RV, open up the door, walk in, the light turns on, right? So another great feature. Power awning, LED lights on here, a couple outside speakers. Outside, what is this? Is this a suit? This is interesting. All right. Put her right here like a little parrot. Here we go, guys. So we have an outside kitchen, right? You need to do some cooking. Maybe grab a beer. Is it okay if I have a beer? No, not right now? All right, later. So we make our way around to the back. What do we see right back here, guys? Am I yelling in your ear? I'm sorry. I'm loud. Right back here is a door. That's where your storage goes, right there, folks. Again, this is a 2021 Keystone Passport 239 ML. This is a fantastic RV. If this is the one for you, text the word RV to 46642. Yes, I'll get it for you. Just wait.